Hi, my name is Maeve, and I want to extend a warm welcome for this special gathering as we are in conversation today with Australian and Torres Strait Islander artist Janet Fieldhouse. But before I begin, I want to acknowledge the sacred lands on which we are situated upon today. We stand and sit and speak on traditional Ngunnawal and Ngambri land, and I want to pay my deepest respects to the elders, both past, present and emerging, for they hold the wisdom and cultural richness that continues to shape our shared story as we are here on this beautiful land today.
Hi everyone, my name is James and I'm also one of the youth councillors for the 2023 NGA Youth Council. As members of the Youth Council, it's our job to help young peers and young Australians across the country engage with the National Collection and sort of be a part of the discourse around art in Australia, which is why we've invited Janet to interview about her recent practice and her recent NGA X Artist Makers Commission, which is proudly situated on the Australian Garden and entitled Sister Charm. Welcome, Janet.
Thank you, James.
Hi Janet, my name is Masuma. Unfortunately, I'm not as artistic as my peers are, but I just wanted to ask for all the young and emerging artists in Australia and globally, what is like a significant moment in your life that really contributed to your artistic career?
That one's a hard one because there's so many things that are inspiring for myself just growing up. I've been doing art for a very long time, so it's been interesting in the process of where it leads me. So I would say that this project that I've done with these guys here at NGA is a real big step for me because you're going from one material to another. So you're going from a small object to a large object. So I think this one is the best one I've had so far.
That's nice to hear. I'm so glad.
Hi Janet, your family, Torres Strait Islander heritage and culture are integral to your art. Can you share with us the stories you convey through your sculptures and how you share this rich heritage through it?
Well, there's a lot of it. With Sister Charm, it's actually a charm where is used in the old days where it could be used for bad and good. So I've decided to use it for good. So I say it's for love. So then I decided to see what I can actually place into it and make it different to something else. Or if I see something that I've seen out there, I go, okay, I've got to change this. So it's completely different to whoever has done something like that before. So all the different objects or all the forms that are on it, like the weaving, it's also talking about carrying memories, also the idea of carrying food, and then the feathers is for dancing. So all the headdress. So there's so many things trying to put it into it. Yeah, it's one of those things that I'm trying to put in everything that I see what it is, but everyone will actually have a different view of it. Their story. I don't mind that.
I think that's so interesting the way you're incorporating so much kind of symbolism. I'm interested in your chosen medium, which is ceramics. What draws you to this kind of medium and what inspires you to incorporate different found objects into your practice?
The way I go about it is that if I have made the form in a previous exhibition, I'll grab an object from that and pull it forward, and then I'll sort of like test it to the next exhibition, and there'll be a simple form, and then I'll go, okay, I'll make it different again in another exhibition, and then change it again. So it'll because everyone will see different things in the objects that I do. So I don't mind that because they're thinking about their story of what it is, but what I say is completely different to theirs. So it doesn't really, it's one of those things that you don't really think about it.
Yeah.
It's just, I do it for love, really. I love doing it. If I can find something that will fit, it will come through as well. The last exhibition that I just did in Melbourne has a few objects that I had actually found, like the basket, also connected to the sister charm here, but she's a little sister, so she's tiny, she's really small. And she has a basket at the back with a woven neck part with the like a disc in the front. So all the things that I've done over the past, it comes through, and I don't realise until somebody goes, "Oh, I've seen that in one of your other works." So I go, "Oh yeah, okay," and then I go, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that." But yeah,
It's also really interesting because I think you mentioned previously how your studio can be anywhere from Piedmont, Virginia, or Cairns. I was just wondering how you would balance such a busy and rewarding lifestyle with like more personal aspects of your life, such as friends and family.
the phone calendar. I use the phone calendar to put everything in it. So at the moment, my calendar actually says I've got to make this for certain days, and then I start making something else after that. But when I'm at home, I just work on a small table because I don't have a studio. So it was easier just to wrap my tools up and just carry it with me. And then if I get a big place like Melbourne with the residency, I've got all these kilns. So it's like, I've got kilns that I can make bigger pieces. So not as big as this one, but big enough for it to stand out as well. But yes, my tools are with me all the time. Unless they're getting onto the plane, they take my tools. So I have to tell them it's for work.
Yeah.
So they're right after that.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to get onto those uni deadlines using the calendar technique on the phones instead of submitting things at 11:59 p.m.
Oh yeah, it's crazy the way it goes.
Yeah, I was wondering a bit about your creative process, how you get from A to B, if you employ any unique techniques or approaches to creating your sculptures, and if maybe this recent development has changed anything in your approach or the way you move forward with tasks, if there's any difference between your previous works and these works today.
I think the exhibition in Melbourne is completely different because of the kiln situation that I do have. So I can use gas as well. So the ones in Melbourne, when they're in the kiln, they go darker for a reduction. It was really interesting because I can actually get that clay to go darker, where the same clay is more of a brown with specks in it. So that's the main thing, is the kilns. That I find that is the hardest to get the idea of how to put everything together.
Yeah, and I think as well, like learning about your studio space and your tools, how much would you say the physical environment forms the experience of viewing your artwork, and how does the space impact the overall meaning and significance of your artworks?
Well, when I'm at home and working on the small table, because I'm working in my room because the kids are allergic to the clay, so that's isolating myself in the room. So each day I have to actually clean the surface and vacuum the room so their dust is not going anywhere, or when I'm walking out. So that's the smallest approach of making smaller versions of things that I do. And then going to RMYT is completely different. Because I've got this space that I can actually use. So I had actually made like 3 other forms of charms, and they actually range from like a meter and then go down to about 60. So it was really interesting, and just the actual space in itself in those areas.
Just adding on to that, how do you think your interest or even your artistic style has evolved over time along with your career?
I think it's changed each time I do something, each time. But I try to, I've got lots of diaries, so I do a lot of drawing, so I go back to those as well and bring that back in. So you'll find that everything will actually be still on the scarifications, or adding feathers, using objects, and just changing it to so it's not exactly the same as what I had actually done before.
Just with that, I'm intrigued by the idea of artists picking what resonates with them and what doesn't through their practice. Can you share with us the parts of your art making process that you find most joyful and satisfactory? And then on the other hand, what are the more creative, challenging aspects?
I think getting to this stage, talking to you guys, it's quite interesting because I've always taught as a teacher in Cairns, so it's teaching other artists in different mediums as well. But at the time, I had 2 residencies coming up at the same time, so I had to either continue working or quit. So I just decided to quit and become an artist. Sometimes I don't realise I'm an artist. And it's just weird until somebody goes, "Oh, I love your work." I went, "Oh, cool." So yeah, it's one of those approaches.
I think that idea of teaching is really interesting, and how that sort of progressed into your artistic career. With that idea, I guess, of sharing that knowledge, is there, I guess, a kind of message or some insights that you'd like to share with the next generation of First Nations artists?
Yeah, just continue, keep going. Yes, you're still doing your art, but keep going. There's no going anywhere really. You just continue doing it and keep on going.
As we come to the end of this discussion with Janet Fieldhouse, we want to thank you for being here and sharing your insights.
And we really hope that today has sparked a lot of curiosity and passion for all our other fellow young Australians, and who all just love art and love speaking, and we really encourage you to keep doing it.
Yeah, and we'd like to remind you that everyone's artistic journey is unique, everyone's path is different, but I think we can all look up to people like Janet Fieldhouse for inspiration on how to approach an artistic journey and a path through life.
So thank you so much everyone for watching, and we look forward to seeing you at another Youth Council Artist Talk.